Hello, this is video one on how to set up your new budget system, and this is the the manual pull version. So this is the one where you're going to copy paste all of your information into the system. So just to show you what you're in for, once you get this quick setup done this first time, you're going to have something set up for every month to where you have all of your plans already set up for you for what you're going to spend in a month, a little area for you to plan out that specific month and what you're going to spend, and a section that gives you all the data for each of your accounts, up to 3 accounts, and it'll show you what you've spent, and it pulls directly from your bank account, and what you plan on spending, and what your balance is going to be by the end of the month. It'll also show you very useful information on what you've spent at each vendor, and it'll give you a quick roll up and a way to do deeper dives on how you actually performed with your budget compared to your plans. So that's what we're going to show you, or that's what you're going to get into. But for now, let's get to the first part of our setup. So the first thing you want to do is go into your bank accounts and pull your data. So you want to go in. So I'm going to show you an example from Wells Fargo, an example from Chase Bank. So for Wells Fargo, you're going to go and you're going to find something that says something along the lines of download account activity. Click it, and it'll bring you here. Now you're going to pull a date range that at least includes the current month. So in this example, we're gonna have Randy, Mary, and their shared credit card, and they're gonna be looking at the month of February. You're gonna follow along with me using your own data, but this is the data that we're doing. They're looking at the month of February 2026. So the end date right now, they're in the middle of their month, so it's February 15th. And what you have to pull is at least February 1st, but you can go earlier. I wouldn't go any later because this is a monthly view, and you wanna not have missing information. When you're selecting the file format to download, don't pick Quicken, anything like that. What you want is something that says spreadsheet, CSV, Excel, something along those natures, and you're going to end up downloading a CSV file. Now here's an example of Chase Bank. You're going to click the little download button right here, and just like the other one, you're going to select the right date range and hit download, and then you're just going to download them into a folder that you've put together for that year. I like to set them up by year because this is a monthly thing, and then it's just cleaner if you do it year by year. So you're going to have your actual file, and then I like to create a folder for all of my CSV transactions. So right now we have Randy, Mary, and their shared credit card. Save all their CSV files here, and we'll go ahead and pull up our budget system. So you're in this setup tab. You're immediately going to start in the setup tab. This is where you start, and the most important thing is you select your theme, right? You can have this default navy and slate. There's soft sage, lavender, pink. There's all in dark mode. We're going to do soft sage for this series, and then we're just going to and that's that. All we have to do here is give our account some names. So again, we're with Randy, Mary, and their credit card. And that's it. That's the setup tab. Now let's go into their transactions. So I put a little set of instructions here for what you do, but we're all going to go along with it right now. So we'll have to go into those CSV files that we just saved and copy paste in our dates, descriptions, amounts, and accounts. So let's go ahead and start with Randy's. So here's all of Randy's, here's his account, and I'll just clean this up. So take a look, we have transaction date, that's going to be our date. And I'm actually going to pull this over side by side so that we can see it all in one place. So transaction date, I'm going to copy paste directly Don't take the header, just take the actual dates. Copy, paste. Do the same thing with the descriptions. Paste. Now check this out. I have one section, or I have one column for amount, but Randy has two. He has one where his credit is his paycheck, and his debit is everything where he spends money. Now, reading these instructions over here, we want all of our debits to be negative and our credits to be positive. So let's fix this up. You're going to have to do this each time you pull, but if you find some kind of a formula that works for you, that'll make it better. So what I would do, you can see he only has a couple of credits. So let's just do this. Let's go over here to a column that's not being used and say equals negative that. And we're doing this because all of our debits are currently positive, and in our situation we want all of our debits to be negative. So we're going to take this and we're going to drag it down all the way to the end of our transactions, and you see all of our debits are now negative. Now all we have to do is copy over our positive or our credits. So in those empty spots where there's a 0, Control C, Control V, and now we have a good set. Make sure everything is still aligns well with all of our descriptions, and we'll copy paste that over. And you can see that when I hit just Control V, that didn't work. It's giving me hashtag ref. Let's paste them as values, and that works. So it was copying over the formula that I had. So you want to make sure you do you paste it as values, so it just shows the negatives. Now for account, it's a drop-down list. It's going to be the account names that you've already set up. So this one I pulled up as Randy Checking. So all of these are going to be from Randy Checking. I'm going to do it once, and then I'm going to hit Control C, bring it down, Control V. All of these are Randy Checking. All right, he's done. Let's go on to Mary. All right, so Mary, let's take all of her dates. This is the simple part, just like before. Take the dates. And when you see this little arrow thing right here, when you expand that, at least the first time, it's going to give you a little arrow that says that it may cause the cells to shift. Just hit OK. It's going to move down along with you. That's fine. Take the description, throw it into this description. Now, this says details. It's the same thing as description. You look for what it is. A date is a date. Details are descriptions. Here's your amount. And again, we want our debits to be negative, our credits to be positive. And right now what we have is a CSV. All the banks put it in different formats. This format, they chose to make all of the amounts positive, and the debits say debit in this column and credits say credit in that column. So what we're going to do in this situation is we'll just give it a little function, and you can, if you have this situation, you can just use the same function that I'm doing. Put equals if open parentheses, and we're going to take this equals, put a little quotation, debit in quote, comma, negative, the value right next to it, and then comma, and then we're just going to put two quotations with nothing inside of it. Close our parentheses and hit enter. I'm sorry, not two quotations. We're going to put let me start that back over. So it was this one equals debit, comma, it's negative that. Basically, you're saying if this says debit, then you're going to have a negative amount. If it does not say debit, then we want a positive amount. So we want it to stay the same. So we're going to click that again. We want it to stay the same, and then close parentheses, enter. So you see that's 1904.63 because it's a credit. Let's pull this down. All of our debits are now negative. Another credit here is positive. We're looking good. We're gonna take that, copy over here, paste values, and this is all Mary. Now, let's go on to the credit card. Here's your date. Let me clean this up. Here's your dates. Let's pull that in. Control C. And see how it pulled the rest of it in. Just don't leave spaces in between because it might not. Take our descriptions. Then let's see how our amounts look. Negatives for all of our spending and then positive for payment. That's pretty good. That's already the way we want it set up, so that's cool. We can just do a direct copy, paste values, and then these are all credit card. All right. And so that is how you pull all of your transactions in. You make sure that all of your amounts are the right way you want them. And that's it. That's really all there is to this one. In the next video, we're going to show you what to do with all that information that you just pasted. And it's going to go directly into your budget template. And so now you don't have to, you're never going to have to manually enter every Starbucks trip you went to or every Amazon purchase you made. It'll all do that for you, and it'll compare to how you did compared to your plans. So that's it for this one. See me in the next video, and we'll put everything else together. Thank you.